So how do the Broncos get better after two devastating losses in week 2 and 3? Both, by the way, on back-to-back game-losing field goals. Welcome in, Broncos country, to the Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports. My name is Moose. Welcome into the show. Like I said, today we're going to break down the biggest rumors surrounding some of the biggest questions that you have asked about how the Broncos can get better. That's the overarching umbrella of today's show. But the questions I've directly picked from specific videos that we've made, and I'm going to try and answer them for you. So before I do that, what are the percent chances that you think the Broncos have of making the playoffs? If 100% means they're guaranteed to be in, 1% means they have literally almost no shot. Right now, I'm going to say it's about 50-50, considering they're 1-2. Squarely tied for second in the AFC West, but there is some fortunate stuff coming forward here in the next couple of games. You could go 3-1 and completely flip the gauntlet. Let's talk about the scale today and what it looks like for the questions that I'm going to be asking you. 3 Broncos rumors questions that I have picked from different videos that you guys have asked. I will answer them if it needs to happen or not using the NSW approach. Needs to happen, should happen, or won't happen. Let's dive right into the questions, shall we? The first question that I have seen, and it's a big one from a lot of Broncos fans, is it time for Payton to give up on play calling? Does that mean he defers to Davis Webb? Does that mean that he defers to Joe Lombardi? And here is my first answer for you. It will not happen, at least right now. And I don't see it happening until you get about to the halfway point of the regular season. And it's not because the Broncos offense is so horrific or so great, but it's the fact that they're kind of right in the middle. And there's one area in the passing yards per game that they're really towards the bottom. But then their rushing yards per game is pretty good, top 10. Yards per game total is 19th, which is below average, but they're also right around the middle in points per game as well. And I think that's probably where Broncos fans, including myself, need to just admit that this offense right now, at best, has been average. And that's because there's no consistency. None. The ups and downs have to change. The ebbs and flows, the peaks and valleys, whatever you want to call it. There needs to be more consistency in the play calling. You can't look god-awful against the Tennessee Titans, then look really great against the Indianapolis Colts, and then revert back to against the Los Angeles Chargers. It's just too inconsistent. And what is the Broncos' offensive identity right now? Because the truth is I don't even know. Do you? Because if you were to say, well, they could be a run-first team. Well, if they are a run-first team, they've had some really bad rushing first halves. Made some good adjustments. I'll give them that. I'll give them credit where that is. The second half adjustments have been good in the run game. But are they an explosive play team? No, not nearly enough. In fact, the times that the Broncos do throw the ball down the field, we've had wide receivers like Marvin Mims slow down their routes and Bo Nix overthrowing players. Are they a dink and dunk offense? And I think when I say that, I don't mean like, is it a check down offense, but more so, is it a sustainable drive offense? And I think that's where you're kind of regressing towards, is that you need to be more sustainable. You need long, drawn-out drives. You need drives where you take 5.5 minutes, 6 minutes off the clock, even if that means settling for 3. There needs to be consistent third down, move the chains type of action. The Broncos yesterday were 2 of 12 on third down. That can't happen. You can't have the stereotypical three and out offense late in the fourth quarter against Justin Herbert. If you give him the ball back, he's way too talented to drive down the field and not score on you. It's just the reality of the situation that you play in. And newsflash, Patrick Mahomes is the same way, maybe even more so. You can't let these quarterbacks get any more time than they're allotted. So you've got to be more sustainable on the offensive side of the football. Let's go to our second rumor question. Sign or trade for a linebacker? This one feels like we've been hitting this hard the last couple of weeks, considering, and more recently, Dre Greenlaw going on short-term IR. Now, we're going to break this down here in just a moment. But before I do that, I have to give you a quick shout-out to our sponsor over at Brunt. As somebody who works in the Texas heat on their off days in the yard and things of that nature, my work boots are nothing that I'm willing to compromise. And that's where the beautiful Marin design from Brunt comes in. Look how sleek, how stylish, and durable these boots are. They are made for the toughest job sites. But you know what? Hey, if you don't take my word for it, take it from our friends over at Brunt. These boots were comfortable right out of the box. Most other boots require a significant break-in period. Brunt, though, just isn't about work boots. They offer a full range of high-performance gear built for tough jobs. From heavy-duty work pants to weather-resistant jackets, Brunt designs durable, reliable workwear to keep you protected and productive in any condition. Choosing work boots used to mean sacrificing comfort or durability. If they felt good, they didn't last. And if they lasted, they wrecked your feet. Brunt was tired of the workwear brands out there cutting corners. You work way too hard to be stuck in uncomfortable boots that just don't hold up. So they built something better. Boots that are insanely comfortable and built for any job site. For a limited time, our listeners get $10 off at Brunt when you use code CHAT at checkout. Just head to bruntworkwear.com and use the code CHAT, and you are good to go. After you order, they're going to ask where you heard about Brunt. Do us a favor and tell them the friends at Broncos Breakdown sent you. I'll have all of that in the comments and description of today's video. So like I said, the linebacker situation, sign or trade for one. This needs to happen, like right now. And listen, you probably have heard me spewing this nonstop. And I'm sure that you're like, what other Broncos outlets are echoing the exact same things that Moose is saying? Well, how about Broncos Wire? Directly from the source. After placing Dre Greenlaw on injured reserve, it looks like the Broncos will have to continue leaning on Alex Singleton and Justin Stranad for at least 4 more games. Both players are big liabilities in coverage, proving to be mismatches against tight ends and running backs. Denver's defense played well overall on Sunday with 5 sacks, 1 interception, and 2 red zone stops, but they could not get a stop when it mattered most, and the linebackers are the unit's biggest weakness. So there you go, straight from the horse's mouth, or the Broncos' mouth in that case. Let's talk about some replacement ideas. I gave you an entire video about some guys that you could go out and sign or trade for. How about this? Elevate your best coverage linebacker outside of Dre Greenlaw, Lavelle Bailey, because he is one of your best coverage linebackers on this team, and you've got him on the practice squad. Give him a shot. In fact, one of the things that he was known for at Fresno State was his ability to drop back in coverage. He wasn't that good at the line of scrimmage and stopping the run. I think we've seen his ability to play over the middle of the field to be excellent. So that doesn't mean that you have to play him in every single snap or every single play package. You can bring him in on third downs. You could bring him in on second and longs. Anywhere that you can drop him back in coverage, keep his eyes over the middle of the field and survey the middle. That 0 yards to 10 yards mark is probably your best bet. And if you don't want to go with Lavelle Bailey, then you could go with Isaiah Simmons. He's a guy that is currently unemployed right now, so it wouldn't cost a whole lot. Veteran minimum. Could sign him to the practice squad, elevate him a couple of games if you needed to. He's got incredible speed. He's got incredible quickness. He's a lights-out athlete. 329 total tackles in 5 seasons, and was released most recently by the Packers. So it's not like he's been not playing for 3 to 4 months. He's only been out of play now for about a month. So Isaiah Simmons, to me, feels like the player that if you were to go out and sign someone, makes the most sense for what Vance Joseph loves to do on this defense, which is get aggressive all the time. Blitz, send 5, send 6, you name it. Any sort of defensive personnel package, Isaiah Simmons, from an athletic perspective, could fit. So that leads me into my next question. What is the Broncos' biggest problem right now? I got 2. The penalties and the middle linebackers. Or the inside linebackers, excuse me. The game has shifted. Either way, let me know in the comment section down below. Our last rumor question. Bo Nix in a sophomore slump? Should this be a thing? Should this not be a thing? I'm here to pump the brakes. I was harsh on Bo earlier today and yesterday. I'm still not saying he's in a sophomore slump. So it shouldn't happen. I'm making an amendment to this rule. But there definitely needs to be improvement. Because, and producer Alper, that's through 2 games played. This is a 3 games played one. So look, I'm not going to lie to you. It's been up, down, up, down. You saw moments in the Titans game where Bo was completely over his skis. Then you saw moments in the Colts game where he was outstanding. And then back to the Chargers game where he had opportunities to put this game away and he just couldn't do it. And I know there's been a lot of fans that are like, you can't put everything on the quarterback. The reality of the situation is we do, for the most part. Right? There are certain things that you can't put on the quarterback. You can't put the loss against the Colts on Bo Nix, right? But what you can do is look at his passing chart. And you can say, where does Bo Nix need to improve drastically? And it's throws above 10 yards. And multiple sources have noted this. Bo's accuracy drops drastically when he's stretching the ball down the field. Something to me tells me that something isn't clicking for Bo Nix. It's the eye test. I just watch him and something looks off. Now, it could be any one of these factors. That he isn't setting his feet, that he's not clutch on third down, that he throws off his back foot instead of flipping his hips forward, driving his momentum, delivering an on-time and on-target throw, or that he's still trying to play some hero ball. I don't know which one it is. I'm not Bo Nix. I can only tell you what I see, and any one of these four things could be the reason that Bo Nix is just not the player that we're used to seeing. But I think Broncos Wire did a great job of letting us know what they think it is. And again, this is something that I've been talking about a lot on this channel. Not all of the blame falls on Bo Nix, but he wasn't able to close out the game while Justin Herbert proved to be clutch at the end. Nix continues to have happy feet when facing pressure. I have been saying that to you from game one. He looks jumpy in the pocket. He's way too quick to roll outside. He needs to make his living there. You've got the highest graded Broncos passing offensive line. They're the highest graded pass blocking offensive line in the league. Use it to your advantage. Buy yourself some time. If you want to slide in the pocket, maneuver yourself in the pocket, that's great. You should do that. The best do it. Justin Herbert did it exceptionally yesterday. I watched him the entire game. One thing that Bo doesn't have yet that Justin Herbert does, and maybe it's reps, maybe it's experience, maybe it's talent. Bo does not seem nearly as comfortable maneuvering his way inside the pocket than a guy like Justin Herbert or Patrick Mahomes does. And that's just the truth. That's got to get fixed. And that's coaching. If Bo Nix needs to turn it around, hit that thumbs up icon. Like today's video to help Bo turn it around. Because I'm telling you, for the next 4 games, when you go Bengals, Eagles, Jets, Giants, you got to come out at least 3-1 in those next 4 games. Because if you don't, you risk falling further and further behind in the AFC West. That's going to do it for us, Broncos country. On today's episode, a reminder to hit that subscribe button, like today's video, and as always, my high salute. Be cool.